Hello everybody, welcome back to the Joe Pometto Law Show. Today we are going to watch a video where a couple of sovereign citizens are pulled over, cited for driving without a license. The police leave, tells them not to drive. They immediately start driving again and are immediately pulled over by the same police officer, all the while citing our favorite, the right to travel. Welcome back, everybody. I had a vacation and I've been extremely busy with my law business, so I haven't been making videos at the rate that I want to. But I'm going to get back on track and do my Wednesday show and be here to keep everybody entertained and also hopefully learn a little bit. So if you enjoy my videos, do me a favor. In the links below, there's a link to my Patreon. You can become a patron. I will shoot you exclusive content and answer your questions. That also helps support the show in that I don't get paid to do this. And I have a very busy law practice. And I love practicing law and doing criminal defense and personal injury and helping my clients. I also enjoy doing this show. For me to put more time into this show, this has to be profitable for me. I got bills to pay. So any money you can drop me will help me to make more videos. However, these videos will always remain free, so don't feel pressure. If you like the content, you want to donate, please donate. Again, thank you for coming back. Let's do a quick simultaneous sip. Today, a little Diet Coke that I refilled with more Diet Coke. Does anybody else do that? You get a to-go cup from, say, Wendy's, and when you're about to be done and you still got some ice left, you fill it up with some of the Diet Coke or the tasty beverage that you have in your apartment or house. All right, everybody, let's enjoy this video.
So the conversation being recorded, okay?
Yes, it is being recorded.
Great. The reason I'm stopping you is I'm aware, but your license is suspended.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license? Proof of insurance on you?
I'm not in commerce, so I therefore don't need a driver's license.
You're not in what?
Commerce.
Okay. Well, you're on a public roadway within the state of Oregon. Okay, you need a driver's license.
Yeah.
Can you show me the law?
Law for no valid operator's license? I believe it's 806-012. Or I can check that out. It might be 806-010, but I can check that for you.
Can you show me the law?
Driving while sped is A11-175. But I need to see your license registration.
Do you understand that here in Oregon and everywhere else, if you're not in commerce, you're not required to have a driver's license? It's also under
The
ORS.
Department of Motor Vehicles only issues commercial driver's
I don't have that on us. It's titling optional, titling,
Okay, I'm not gonna
registration, and driver's
I'm
license.
asking you for your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Are you going to present that to me or not?
I can't do that.
You're not going to present that to me.
That would be fraud.
I can't do that.
That would be...
They only offer commercial driver's licenses, and I'm not in a commercial capacity.
You should actually look up the Motor Vehicle Act.
Make it clear one more time. You're not willing to present me with a driver's license.
Right.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'm free to go.
I'm being detained. On what grounds am I being detained?
My ground.
On your grounds I'm being detained? What grounds am I being detained?
Some citations. You're not free to go.
But on what grounds am I being detained?
So he's refusing. I'm sorry, babe. I should have been driving. It is 6:06.
Okay, welcome back. We saw the initial stop there. I don't know if this officer pulled them over. It appears that he knows them, but they're at a gas station and the officer's approaching, and he asked to see a driver's license. They refuse to produce it because they don't have one. So this is a stop for driving on a suspended license. Now, it's funny at the beginning, the woman in the car says, but we weren't in commerce. We weren't in commerce. And you can see the officer roll his eyes. I don't know if he's heard this before. I think he's heard this before. All right, but he's not really having it. He asks them, he says, all you need is to be on a public roadway in the state of Oregon, which is an interesting point because if they were not on a public roadway, they would not be able to be cited. If you're on your own private roadway, you can drive a vehicle without a license. You can actually even drive under the influence if you are not on a public roadway. If you're on a public roadway, and most things are, so be careful. If it's a close call, it's probably a public roadway. Okay, that's when you can be cited under the criminal traffic laws. She asks what law. This officer cites the law. Officer Pitcher here, bing, bang, boom, nails the laws. Quick little comeback zinger for them. I don't know if I'd give them that pleasure, but, he's a good officer here. He knows the law. She says, show me the law. He shows them the law. She also quotes here a little bit more sovereign citizen red meat. Only commercial licenses are issued by the DMV. That's true. If you want a truck driving license or to drive a commercial vehicle, which requires a special heightened license, yes, you do have to get that through the DMV. But also, your everyday regular driver's license is not a commercial license, and you do need one to drive on the public roadways. The officer tells them not to leave. She says, "Am I being detained?" Yeah. You're being detained. You don't have a license. You're refusing to produce a license. You're being detained. So now they're going to wait a little bit. I'm going to skip through a lot of that time, and we're going to watch the officer return to the vehicle.
Your vessel.
Here he comes. He's walking up with his hand on his gun.
Why?
Okay, Ms. Weaver, reading issue citation for driving while suspended in violation, driving uninsured, failure to carry the vehicle registration. Your court date is 9/23/2013 at 8:30 a.m. at 225 West All Street in Newport, Oregon, Lincoln County Courthouse. Okay, these are all violations. They're not mandatory appearances. You appear by mail at that right there, or there's 4 options back to the way to take care of it. Okay? Any questions about your citation?
No questions. Do you have a business card?
Jeremy, don't do that.
What's that?
Do you have a business card?
I'm sure I do. Would you like one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you carry any bond?
Do you?
This discussion with you numerous times. I don't know what you mean by bonds. I don't know any of that.
Well, you have to have bond or limited liability insurance.
Statute laws, okay. So there's that. I'm not going to tow your vehicle, but you're not okay to drive away from here. Okay. If you drive away from here, you're going to be subject to more citations in the vehicle tow.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just.
Okay, so you got to get somebody with a license down here to drive. Okay? There's that for you. Are you going to take it?
Nope.
So he's telling us we cannot drive.
We're not driving. We're traveling.
Exactly.
Mom, why please that thing at the car?
And he's gonna wait for us to go to travel, and he's probably gonna pull us over again. And of course, he's probably got backup somewhere.
Okay, so The officer returns to the vehicle, and he cites them for driving while suspended. And interesting tidbit here, the court date is already there on the piece of paperwork, which isn't done in every state. Now, on the citation, the woman refuses to take it, and this officer just drops it in. That's a bit of a gangster move. Not everybody does that, but I think that's you know they got it. Service can be an issue. Service can be an issue. If the officer doesn't give you the citation, that might work in your favor. Not always, but it can. She asks for a business card. He tells him, give him a business card. She asks if he is bonded, as if this is a bail bondsman of some sort. Police officers are not bail bondsmen. They don't have a requirement to be bonded. And at that point, he says, we've had this discussion on numerous times on numerous things. So he's obviously interacted with these people before. He's a little used to this wannabe sovereign citizen stuff. I'd be interested to see if they try this their sovereign citizen shtick in court. He says, you're driving that. We're not driving. We're traveling. We're not driving. We're traveling. That is an unimportant, inconsequential distinction that is written in dicta of a Supreme Court case 100 years ago. It's not going to help you, sirs. It's not going to help you, ma'am. I'm sorry. Again, I like that he dropped the citation in. So now these two, and I'm going to cut out some of the time here, are going to plan their great escape. He specifically tells them not to drive. Now let us watch the genius unravel.
Sorry, booby.
When we get out, keep the keys in. I'll lock the door.
Okay.
What do you want? This?
Yeah.
Tell him your son had to poop.
Hey, man, my son has to take a crap. Okay.
Put your hands on your back. Turn around, put your hands on your back.
Are you detaining me?
Yes,
do you
I am.
understand this is a deprivation of my
Put your hands
rights?
on your back.
And do you also
Turn
understand
around, put your hands on your back.
the no trespassing sign right there,
You don't
164265?
understand.
Will you give her my wallet and stuff? You have a serious deprivation of rights problem, man. You're violating Title 18, 241, and 242.
Our son had to poop. Why are you doing this?
The other right to me, Simon.
It was raining. My kids are in the car. It's my son's birthday
We'll be
picture.
held against you.
Hey,
law.
hey, you will take the
I
stuff
just-
out of my. You will take my
Picture.
stuff out and give it to my
I
wife.
will. On my terms.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
Picture. Our son had to poop. This is inhumane.
This is inhumane, man. What do you? How do you think this is even like justified, man? You think this is justified, man?
Only point of representation is your question. You understand your rights? Right now you're being detained. Okay?
I don't stand under.
Northwest A and about industrial.
My 4-year-old son has to take a crap. It is his birthday today. You had to sit
Why
there
are you
for 5
doing
minutes.
Ma'am, I suggest if your son needs to use the bathroom, you go ahead and let him use the bathroom.
But why are you doing this?
Ma'am, if your son needs to use the bathroom,
You're taking his father on his birthday. Why are you doing this picture?
Yep. They don't actually fit right at all because it's inhumane, man.
I'm gonna put this right here.
Okay.
And I am gonna...
How about you put that on your car? I don't want it on my car.
That's not your car. That's taxpayers' money.
Well, you get paid by the taxpayers, dude. You get paid by the city, which is paid by the taxpayers. You're a private contractor, man. And you understand you're supposed to be carrying a bond. You're supposed to be bonded and insured. You don't stand under much. Honey, my money's in here too. She needs my money real quick. It's in my left back pocket. Everything in my pocket she needs. Yeah, it's my wallet, of course. Everything in my pocket needs to go to her.
And there we have it, folks. Two of the smartest sovereign citizen wannabes that we have ever seen. They are cited for driving on a suspended license. The officer tells them not to drive. You see the officer drive away. I mean, how, why put yourself in this situation on your son's birthday? You keep throwing that back at the officer. You should be throwing it back at yourself on your son's birthday. Don't do it. Just don't do it. My favorite here is she tells him, tell them you had to poop. Tell them you had to poop. Tell them the kid had to poop. First thing, get out of the car. Had to poop. Had to take a crap. Okay, dude. Okay. Listen, it's one thing if you're an adult and you got to go to the bathroom. It's another thing if your kid has to go. Kids poop their pants all the time. But it's a whole nother thing to use that excuse after the officer just told you not to drive. I mean, this is as good as it gets. And the funny thing too is that he's like, "Go ahead, give her my wallet, take my trying to." Now he's asking favors of this officer, please. Now he's asking favors of the officer after they run and give this guy a hard time. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary a little bit. An interesting tidbit, some interesting tidbits out of all of this is, number one, some citations do come with court dates right away. Number two, public roadways. If you're on your own private roadway in your backyard, you got a little road there, and you're driving around and drinking a beer, all right, legal. There can even be a weird thing about being on, you can get a DUI on federal land, a federal DUI, okay, if you're drinking and driving on federal roads. So, number one, your court date may come with the citation. Number two, there is a distinction between public and private roadways, and it is important. And number three, don't be dumb. Don't do what these people did and drive your car immediately after being cited by the police. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, like, comment, and share. Drop down to my Patreon and give me a quick donation. All of that money will go towards me spending more time making videos that you love. Thank you.